Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe here with Health for Thought. So on the last video, I got some requests to show you guys different types of deadlifts that I personally do. There's more than these three, but we'll get right into it and show you guys how I perform each movement. So let's get right into it. First, I'll show you the conventional deadlift. My setup is similar to that of Brandon Campbell's that I saw, so shout out to him. He kind of imagines himself like screwing his legs into the ground and more focuses on pushing towards the ground instead of just pulling the weight, if that makes any sense. So that mindset's helped me a lot. On the conventional deadlift, obviously you're not really focusing on the negative rep. You're just kind of letting the weight drop, because although I'm not doing much weight here for just showing you guys, normally, you know, you're gonna have that as high as you possibly can for a lower amount of reps. So also make sure that your ass eats your shorts entirely while you're doing this movement. Make sure to keep your arms straight, because you don't want your arms being involved in this movement. And also as well, when you get to the top, I see some people try to kind of like shrug the weight. That's unnecessary. You just want to make sure that it's your hip drive pulling the weight, and then obviously, you know, your legs and back are involved. And then here is the Romanian deadlift, which is my favorite of the two. There's Addie's cat. My setup for the beginning is exactly the same on standard, but the difference is, and I feel for bodybuilding purposes this makes more sense, it's kind of like in between a stiff leg dead and a conventional deadlift, but there's a lot more focus on the negative, and you're not completely dropping the weight down. As you could see, if you really look, it's pretty similar, but you're not going to be able to do as much weight, obviously, if you're doing it like this. And you know, it's going to be quite stressful on your lower back if you're, you know, throwing 4 or 5 plates on there and doing a Romanian, although some people can do it. Once again, make sure your ass completely just gobbles up your shorts. But really, form wise, I'm thinking almost the same way, except I'm emphasizing the negative. And as you can see, my legs are slightly bent, or my knees are slightly bent, still keeping a neutral spine. I am more about doing slow and controlled reps, so that was probably slower than you'll see a lot of people do it. I still, even when I'm upping the weight and doing 3 plates and higher, sometimes I'm still doing it this way. Last but not least, wanted to show you guys how I do the stiff leg deadlifts. As you could already probably tell, I do choose to keep my legs a little closer together when doing these. I feel like I feel it more in my hamstrings. And then, sort of self-explanatory, when it's called a stiff leg dead, you're obviously keeping your legs as stiff as possible, but you'll really feel the difference when you're doing these. You'll be able to tell when it's a stiff leg deadlift compared to the others, because your hamstrings are going to be absolutely torched. And even when I was doing just this light weight of 135, by the time I got to 8 reps and above, I was just dying. So from a bodybuilding perspective, once again, I really do like these, and I've actually been doing these twice a week, and it's really been helping my lagging hamstring. So I highly suggest these, but I do incorporate all 3. So I think these are 3 great exercises if you do them right, and hopefully this helps and you guys can incorporate these into your own routine.
And that's some help for thought. Fuck those.